It's June 1st, 6:32 p.m., and we're opening the Platting Board, and, or the hearing for the Platting Board. And since we don't have the chairman tonight or the vice chairman, I would like to accept nominations for somebody to be a temporary chairman for tonight.
I nominate Dan Young.
Thank you.
I second.
Second. Any other nominations? Any opposition? The motion carries. Dan Young, myself, will be temporary chairman tonight. That was a pretty easy one.
Sure you remember how to do this, Dan? Okay.
Okay, first order of business is roll call. May we have the secretary take roll, please?
Mr. Young?
Present.
Ms. Enix? Present. Mr. Porter?
Here.
Mr. Cross?
Here.
Mr. Seward?
Here.
Ms. Ritz?
Present.
Mr. Edmondson has been excused, and Mr. Walker is not in attendance. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the action summaries of Wednesday, May 4th, 2016. May I have a positive motion to accept those? Mr. Cross makes the motion. Don Porter seconds. Is there any opposition or any discussion or opposition? Hearing and seeing none. Those are accepted. Next item is minutes from April 20th, 2016 and May 4th, 2016. May I have a positive motion to accept the minutes? Mr. Cross. Mr. Porter seconds. Is there any discussion, comments, or changes? I have one. On April 20th, page 5 of 7, you can just have mine. There's a misspelled word in the last paragraph. Oh, so it's not a change. Okay, I don't have a correction. I've been corrected. So is there any opposition? Hearing seen none, those are accepted. The next item is special orders of business. Are disclosures? Are there any disclosures tonight? Good, we can move on. Next item of business is informational items. There are summary of action for short plats. Are there any comments on these? Hearing and seeing none, we will accept these. Next item of business. We are moving right along. This is going to be case F1A, excuse me, it's S12227, excuse me, I'm going to start over, S12275 Parkway Estates Subdivision. And before we ask for staff's presentation, the procedure by which the public may speak to the Platting Board at its meeting is: 1, after the staff presentation is completed on public hearing items, the chair will ask for public testimony on the issue. Persons who wish to testify will follow the time limits established in the Commission Rules of Procedures. Petitioners, including all of his/her representatives, have 10 minutes combined. Part of this time may be reserved for rebuttal. And what that means is if you tell us before you start how much time you would like to reserve for rebuttal, for example, 3 minutes, we will set the timer for 7 minutes and you'll have 3 minutes left. If you don't tell us and you only go for 1 minute, your remaining time is still allowable for rebuttal, but you can reserve it if you wish. Okay, representatives of groups, community councils, PTAs, etc. have 5 minutes. Individuals have 3 minutes. When your testimony is complete, you may be asked questions by the board. You may only testify once on any issue unless questioned by the board. Any individual may have appeal rights related to any action the Platting Board takes. Appeal of this decision or any of the conditions is governed by AMC 21.11.304. The decision of the board at the scheduled public hearing shall become final 7 calendar days after the date the decision is made on the record unless a written request is submitted to the Planning Division prior to the expiration of the 7th day to prepare a written decision based upon the record made at the hearing, and the request is accompanied by a written notice of intent to appeal. Adoption of the written decision by the Platting Board becomes the final appealable decision. Within 20 days of the final appealable decision, an interested party must file with the municipal clerk either a written motion alleging new evidence or changed circumstances per AMC 21.11.503 or an appeal of the board's final appealable decision per AMC 21.30. With that said, maybe in record time, may we have staff's presentation, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a request for subdivision of 4 lots into 3 lots with vacation of the remaining portion of Star Circle right-of-way and the temporary turnaround easement on proposed lot 4AA. The petition site is located east of Old Seward Highway, south of East 71st Avenue, west of Briarwood Street, and north of East 72nd Avenue. Proposed lots meet the minimum lot size, width, and depth required by the I-1 and B3 zoning districts. The petitioner is proposing vacation of the remaining portion of Star Circle right-of-way and the temporary turnaround easement on proposed lot 4AA. The vacation requests have been reviewed and found to conform to the municipal vacation policy. Star Circle was dedicated by Plat 63-111. It was originally 40 feet wide, 20 feet either side of center line. At the north end of the right-of-way was a 45-foot radius turnaround. The right-of-way was never developed, and in 2006, 16 feet of that right-of-way was vacated per Plat 2006-28. The petitioner was only permitted to vacate 16 feet in order to maintain the minimum 24-foot two-way drive aisle. The petitioner was also required at this time to dedicate a 45-foot radius temporary turnaround at its north end. This action proposes to vacate the remaining portion of the right-of-way and the temporary turnaround easement at the north end of the cul-de-sac. The west 20 feet will become part of lots 1A and 3A, while the east 4 feet will become part of 4AA. This right-of-way is unlikely to be constructed in the future. Reviewing agencies either did not comment or did not object to the vacation requests. All lots in the area are provided access via publicly dedicated right-of-way. And given this information, the right-of-way and easement appear to be accessed for municipal needs. So with that being said, staff would like to recommend approval of the vacation requests and approval of the plat for 24 months, subject to the conditions listed on pages 7 and 8 and 9 of your staff packet, with one minor change to condition B2, which states enter into a mainline extension agreement with AWU for wastewater service to the subject parcel. That is actually an error. The properties involved in this platting action do abut wastewater service, and a mainline extension agreement is not required, so I would like to strike that condition from this action. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any questions of staff? Any questions at all? Hearing and seeing none, we will open the hearing to the public testimony. May we have the petitioner's representative, and would you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Is it Melissa Branch, and it's Branch with Big City Engineers. We have no objection to the conditions. We've been working with the planning department, including the deletion of B2. And with that, I will reserve the time and answer any questions you have.
Thank you. You have 9 minutes and 44 seconds for rebuttal. Are there any questions of the petitioner's representative? Guess not. Would you like to rebut any of your testimony? Is there anyone from the public wishing to testify tonight? Anyone at all? Hearing and seeing no one, and the petitioner's not going to use their time for rebuttal. The public hearing portion of this is closed, and the matter now rests with the Platting Board. May I have a positive motion, please? The first positive motion I'm requesting will be for the vacation request, and Mr. Porter is going to move, and Ms. Enix is going to second it. Mr. Porter, would you state your motion, please?
Yes, I move to for the approval of request for a vacation in case S12275 Parkway Estates subdivision. In the remaining for vacation of the remaining portion of the Star Circle right-of-way and temporary turnaround easement on proposed Lot 4 AA, subject to Item 1, which is recording a suitable plat within 24 months of its approval and any time extensions.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Porter. And Ms. Enix, you remain the second. Mr. Porter, would you speak to your motion, please?
Yes, I intend to support this motion. Staff analysis has shown that the vacation request is in accordance with the proposals, and it's unlikely to be constructed in the future. Obviously, there's existing buildings on the lot, and this now configuration meets the needs of the lot owners and the people that are using the lot with the existing structures.
Thank you. Are there any other findings or discussion? Mr. Cross.
Yes, I also will be supporting this. I think it's been clearly stated through the department and through the research done that the current right-of-way is proven to be in excess of public need. It's important to note that no property access will be denied by requesting or by providing a request for vacation of the remaining portion of the Star Circle right-of-way.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor. Is there any further discussion? Is there any opposition to this motion? Hearing and seeing none, the motion carries. May I have a positive motion, please, for the approval of the plat for 24 months subject to conditions? Mr. Porter, would you state your motion, please?
Yes, I move to approve the plat for 24 months subject to in the case of S12275, subject to conditions 1, omitting 2, 3, which is AWW Field Services, 4, which is dedication of the 30-foot sanitary sewer easement, 5, which is resolve the service connection issues with AWW planning, 6, A, which are plat notes about grading, B, properties and utilities shall not obstruct or impede, C is no direct access for Lot 3A, Item 7, and drafting changes, which are 7A, B, D, E, and the Roman numerals associated with those drafting changes.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. And for clarification, and just repeating, you're omitting or deleting item number 2 under B2? That's correct. Thank you. Would you speak to your motion, please?
Yes, I intend to support the motion. I believe that they have done adequate research and coordination with the agencies as submitted through the packet and the research presented in the packet, and no one here has testified to the contrary.
Thank you. And for the record, Mr. Cross as the second. Is there any discussion? Mr. Cross.
I also support the move by Dan Porter. Want to make sure that it's noted that item number B2 was omitted due to staff recommendation, and all other provisions still apply. And again, stating that the right-of-way is proven to be in excess of public need, and no property access will be denied by this vacation.
Thank you. Is there any additional discussion or findings? Is there any opposition to the motion on the floor? Hearing and seeing none, the motion carries, and the plat is now approved. Next item on the agenda is appearance request. Do we have any appearance requests tonight? No, we don't. Are there any other requests tonight? I see none. Are there any persons to be heard tonight? Are there any reports from the chair, secretary, or committees tonight? We have no committees. We don't actually have a chair. Are there any comments from the board members tonight? No comment. May I have a motion for adjournment, please? Mr. Porter, Mr. Cross. Public hearing is closed, and the Platting Board is closed for the night. Thank you.